I never thought I'd be the guy writing one of these posts. The ones you scroll through at 2 a.m., shaking your head, thinking, man, glad I'm not him. Well, here I am. I'm 34. My wife Emily is 32. We've been married for 9 years. We have 2 kids, Oliver, 7, and Grace, 5. We live in a quiet suburban neighborhood outside Denver, Colorado. I work as an electrical engineer for a renewable energy company. Emily is a freelance graphic designer, working mostly from home. From the outside, we look like one of those perfect families you see on social media. Smiling holiday cards, cute reels of baking with the kids, me building tree houses, and doing backyard BBQs. But perfect is a facade. 3 weeks ago, on a Wednesday afternoon, I was wrapping up work when my phone rang. It was my mom, Linda. She rarely calls me during the day, and her voice sounded off. Hey, Mom, what's up? Are you at work? Yeah, but it's fine. Is everything okay? Silence. So, I don't even know how to say this, but I need you to come home. Right now. It's about Emily. My heart started pounding. What about Emily? Just come home. Please. When I pulled into my driveway, I saw my mom's car parked behind Emily's. I rushed in through the front door, calling out, Mom? Emily. I found my mom in the living room. She looked pale, shaken. Where's Emily? I asked. She hesitated and said quietly, she's upstairs showering. So, I walked in on her with another man. In your kitchen. I couldn't even process it. What? No, that can't be right. Her eyes were wet. I'm so sorry, honey. I came by to drop off a bag of peaches from the market, and when I walked in, there she was with him, on the kitchen counter. They didn't hear me at first. I felt my chest tighten. Ooh, I whispered. I don't know him. Tall, maybe 40s, dark hair. They were too busy. I just left and waited in my car. I didn't know what. I wanted to run upstairs, confront her immediately, but I froze. Part of me hoped this was some huge misunderstanding. Emily came down a few minutes later, hair damp, wearing my old college hoodie like nothing had happened. She smiled. Hey, babe, you're home early. Everything okay? My mom just stared at her. Emily noticed, frowned, then looked at me. What's wrong? I asked her straight. Who was in our kitchen with you today? She went pale instantly. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. That silence was my answer. That night was chaos. Emily admitted it was someone named Brad, a contractor she met through a neighborhood Facebook group. They'd been hanging out while I was at work and the kids were at school. She swore it wasn't serious and just happened. Just happened. In my kitchen, where we make pancakes on Sunday mornings with our kids. I slept in the guest room that night. The next morning, I took Oliver and Grace to my mom's. Emily begged me not to tell anyone, but she'd already destroyed that illusion. My mom saw everything. I spent the next week in a haze, alternating between rage and heartbreak. Emily cried every day, apologizing, saying it was a mistake, and she loved me, loved our family. I wanted to believe her, but every time I walked into the kitchen, I saw them. Here's the twist I didn't see coming. A week later, my mom sat me down. She admitted something I never expected. She recognized the guy. Brad wasn't just some random contractor. He was my mom's ex-boyfriend from years ago. Apparently, after she divorced my dad, she dated Brad briefly. He ghosted her, left her heartbroken. And now he had been sleeping with my wife in my home. My mom said she almost fainted when she realized who he was. It felt like my entire life had been ripped apart twice. First by Emily, then by this bizarre connection I never saw coming. I confronted Emily again, and she admitted she knew about Brad, my mom's past, but didn't think it mattered. I don't even know where to go from here. Divorce seems inevitable, but I keep thinking about Oliver and Grace. They don't deserve this. I never thought I'd be one of those Reddit guys asking strangers what to do, but here I am. What would you do? Do I fight for this marriage for the kids, or walk away from someone who betrayed me in the cruelest way possible? I stayed at my mom's house that night, lying awake on her old couch, staring at the ceiling fan. I couldn't stop replaying everything in my head. The way Emily froze when I asked her who was in our kitchen, the look in her eyes when she realized I knew. 9 years of marriage, 2 kids, and she blew it up for a fling with some guy who once dated my mom. The next morning, I drove back home early because I wanted to talk without the kids hearing. When I walked in, Emily was sitting at the dining table with a cup of coffee, eyes red and swollen. "Can we talk?" she asked softly. I sat down but didn't look at her. "How long has it been going on?" She hesitated. "A couple of months, maybe 3. 3 months? While I was working. While Oliver and Grace were at school." She looked down at her coffee. "It wasn't serious. It just happened." "Stop saying that. It didn't just happen. You invited him here. Into our home. Into our kitchen. On our counter, where our kids eat breakfast." My voice cracked on that last word. Emily burst into tears. "I'm so sorry, Adam. I don't know why I did it. I was feeling lonely, disconnected. You've been working so much. I made a stupid mistake." I slammed my hand on the table. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. A mistake is burning dinner. This was a choice. Repeated choices. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "Do you love him?" I asked. "No, it wasn't about love." "Then what? Was it exciting? Did he make you feel young? Special? What was it, Emily?" She just cried harder. I left the table and went upstairs to pack a bag. When I came back down, she was standing in the kitchen doorway, the same kitchen. I couldn't even look at it without feeling sick. The kids came home later that day, running into my arms, asking why I'd left that morning. I couldn't tell them, obviously, but kids know when something's wrong. Oliver kept asking if Mommy was sad. Grace clung to my leg like she was afraid I'd leave again. That night, I called my friend Mark. He's known me since college. When I told him what happened, he whistled. "Jesus, man, in your kitchen? That's cold." "Yeah," I said. "And get this, Brad, the guy she was with? He's my mom's ex-boyfriend." "No way." "Yeah. Apparently, he ghosted her years ago. And now this." Mark was quiet for a moment. "Dude, you need to talk to a lawyer." "Like now." A few days later, I sat in a family lawyer's office. She explained custody laws, how property division works in Colorado, what to expect. It felt surreal hearing phrases like primary custody and spousal support applied to me. That night, I sat alone in the dark living room, the quiet broken only by the occasional creak of the house settling. I thought about all the memories we'd made there, the kids' laughter, the late-night talks with Emily, the family dinners. And now it all felt like a lie. I texted Emily, asking if she wanted to meet and talk. She agreed. We met at a coffee shop the next day, somewhere neutral. She looked tired but determined. "Adam, I want to fix this. For us. For the kids." I shook my head. "How? After what you did? After dragging my mom into this mess?" Emily swallowed hard. "I'm willing to go to counseling. To do whatever it takes. I don't want to lose you." Her words hit me like a punch. Part of me wanted to believe her, wanted to salvage the family. But the betrayal ran deep. "Counseling won't fix the trust you shattered," I said. "It won't erase the image of you with him in our kitchen. I don't know if I can ever see you the same way." She nodded, tears brimming. "I understand, but I'm willing to try." I left that meeting more confused than ever. The path forward wasn't clear. I loved Emily and my kids, but my heart was broken in a way I never imagined possible. The following days were a blur of emotions. I found myself watching the kids play, feeling both joy and sorrow. They were innocent, unaware of the storm raging between their parents. Emily moved out temporarily to give us space. We agreed to keep the household stable for the kids' sake, but the silence between us was deafening. I started seeing a therapist to deal with the anger and betrayal. Talking helped, but healing felt far away. One evening, my mom called. "Son, I'm so sorry for what happened. I never wanted to hurt you." "I know, Mom," I said, "but it's hard not to feel angry. At all of you." She was quiet for a moment. "Brad is a bad man. He's manipulated us both. But I want you to know I love you, and I'll support whatever you decide." Her words meant a lot. I realized that despite everything, family is complicated and sometimes painful. Weeks turned into months. Emily and I tried counseling. Sometimes it helped. Sometimes it made things worse. We both made mistakes, and the road to forgiveness was long and rocky. The kids adapted as best they could, thriving on routine and love from both parents. I still think about that day in the kitchen. It's a scar that may never fully heal. But I'm learning to live with the pain and find moments of peace. If you're reading this and going through something similar, know you're not alone. Healing isn't linear, and sometimes the hardest thing is asking for help. Thank you for reading my story. Adam.